Welcome back again, everybody. We are now into our section 1.3. 1.3 is addition with real numbers. Won't be spending a ton of time on this because I'm pretty confident you can add numbers together. We will just cover some of the basics with the signs, though, to make sure that you're getting the signs right. So it should be a relatively short lesson, okay? So when we are adding real numbers and we're adding two numbers that have the same sign, right? You're gonna add the numbers together and you're gonna keep that sign. So if they're both positive, right, your answer is gonna be positive. If both numbers are negative, you're gonna keep your answer negative and just add those numbers together, okay? When you're adding two numbers of different signs, it's good to think of a number line, okay? And you can subtract the smaller number from the larger number and keep the sign of the larger number. So I'll show you that in some examples, okay? All right, so we're dealing with adding. We can do this. 2 plus 4, right? We can do that. 6, they're both positive, our answer's positive. Nice, easy. If we were given -3 plus -5, yeah, they're both negative, but they're the same sign, so we can go ahead and add. 3 plus 5 is 8, and you keep the negative sign because they're both negative, so -8's your answer. Okay, same thing with like -4 plus -6. They both have the same sign, so add. 4 and 6 is 10. Keep the negative because they're both negative, okay? 5 plus 5 gives us 10. They're both positive. Our answer's positive, okay? We know how to do this, all right? That shouldn't be too much of an issue, right? Shouldn't be an issue. The problems that I see are when they're different signs, okay? So we're going to cover that. Let's say we were given -3 plus 5. You can think of a number line. You can start at -3 and add 5 if you wanted to get your answer. Another way you can do it is you take the larger number. Which number is larger, 3 or 5? 5. And turn this into a subtraction problem to do 5 minus 3 is 2. Then you're going to look at the number that was larger, the 5. Was it positive or negative? Well, this was a positive number, so our answer is positive. Okay, now you don't have to write that little positive. I just wanted to show you that your answer would be positive. So let's do another one. Let's do -2 plus 7. -2 plus 7. So once again, you can think of a number line, -2, add 7, or you can turn this into an easy subtraction problem. Take the larger number. Well, what number is larger, 2 or 7? 7. And we're going to subtract from it the other number of 2 to get 5. Then you're going to see out of the two numbers, what sign is the larger number? Well, the 7 was larger and the 7's positive. So our answer is a positive 5. Let's say we were given -9 plus 2. All right, so these are different problems. So here's our third example. -2 or -9 plus 2. Like once again, you can start on a number line, add 2, or you could turn this into a subtraction problem. So start with the larger number. Well, the 9's larger, and then we're going to subtract 2 to give us 7. Now, what number was larger? The 9. And what's its sign? Well, this was a negative sign. So that means our answer is -7. So I hope that's kind of making sense. Okay, -7. Let's look at another one. Let's do 4 plus -6. 4 plus -6. Which number is larger? The 6. So we're going to subtract the 4 to get 2. Now looking at our larger number, what's the sign? It's a negative, so our answer is a -2, okay? You don't have to do it this way. If you can look at this and you know what the answer is and the sign, that's fine. If you do the number line method, that's fine, but if you're unsure, then you want to use this method, okay? So when you're not sure, you want to do this method. Let's see here. Let's look at 9 plus 12. We know how to do that. Same sign. So 9 plus 12, 21. It's a positive 21. They're both positive. If we were to do 9 plus -12, and we weren't sure, we could take the larger number, which is 12, subtract the smaller number, which is 9, to get 3. Then look back at the sign of the larger number. It's a negative, so our answer is negative. So there's -3. So here's problem 1. Here's problem 2. Let's look at this one. Let's do -9 plus a +12. Okay? Same thing. Larger number's 12. Subtract 9 to get 3. Look at the sign of the larger number. Well, this is a positive number, so your answer this time is a +3. And let's look at if they were both negative. -9 plus a -12. Well, they're the same sign, so you're going to add 9 and 12 to get 21. They're both negative, so it stays negative, okay? So once again, I hope you remember doing this at some point. All right, couple more, and believe it or not, we're already through this section. So let's look at -5 plus 2 plus -7. So a little bit to do here, right? Start from left to right, work your way slowly. So let's do -5 plus 2. Okay, -5 plus 2. We can do the same thing we did before. We can do 5 minus 2 is 3. Look at the larger sign. So we know that's going to be a -3. So now I have -3 plus -7. I can add them just the way they are because they're both negative. So it ends up being a -10. Okay, that ends up being a -10. All right, let's look at -4 plus the quantity of 2 plus -3 end quantity plus -1. If we got this one down, we are way good to go. Okay, so order of operations, right? We're going to start parentheses, but there's nothing going on in the parentheses. So we're going to look at the other grouping symbol that I have here, the brackets. So now we need to handle the 2 plus the -3. So if you need to do this on the side, that's fine. If you need to do 3 minus 2 is 1. Oh, and the sign was negative, so it's a -1. That's totally fine by me, okay? You can totally do that side work. So now we're just going to start adding. -4 plus -1. Well, I can add 4 and 1 to get 5. They're both negative, so it stays negative. Now I have -5 plus -1. They're both negative, so I can add 5 and 1 is 6. Keep the negative because they're both negative. Okay? So I hope that kind of makes some sense. If you continue to have trouble with this topic or this section, please let me know so I can help you. Remember, I do have extra resources on there as well if you go under the resources tab on Canvas, and they've got more videos and explanations as well, but please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Okay? All right, thanks guys.